Hey, what's up? 6.5 here, and today we're going to be solving some problems with SpecCraft. The people who would have brought you Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff, I think, is actually something with physics. I did not know that. Yeah, so that's just by the way something. I saw it the other day when I was reading a physics book, and I saw something about it's either a person or a law, Kirchhoff something. Anyhow, but the same people who brought you that brings you SpecCraft. I know a little way back, or a little late in the whole thing, but it doesn't matter. This is really good. It interests me, and I think that it will solve a lot of problems when it comes to mixing in certain aspects. What I would use it for, one is in the vocals. I have this little piece here. It's a snippet. Let's give it a play and let's see what this thing does. I would have added, just for to make it not boring, the kick. So it goes something like this.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
It's not mixed or anything.
we would have drowned that same day.
Right. So what you're seeing right now,
If my mother hadn't been
not the right
strong,
this one here, right?
we would have drowned that same day.
You can see it's suppressing the
In the evening when the sun go down,
signals that would be
worries and troubles
out of
all
control.
the next day. Mother hadn't been strong,
So this here,
we would have drowned that same day.
or the knob, which is in the knob. But the more you bring it down, the more it's going
If
to
my mother hadn't been strong,
suppress.
we would have drowned that same day.
Good stuff. So it takes care of resonances.
In
Anything
the
that sounds
evening when the
resonant
sun go
and ugly,
down,
that's what it really takes care of.
worries
If you
and
do too
troubles
much,
all the
now the
next
sweet
day.
about it doesn't go right into the
Mother
bottom.
hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
That's interesting.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
Put it back up.
we would have drowned that same day.
Interesting. Put it back down again.
In the evening when the sun go down, worries and troubles all the next day.
Okay. so
Mother
that
hadn't
is
been
that.
strong.
Right. You know what this reminds me of? This. Turn this off. And I think that this is a really good. I think it's a bit outdated because this came into the game. But this was one of the first, if not, I would say the first when Soothe and everybody, when Soothe came out. I think this was the counteractor in Soothe, but because it is not in studios as much or as not as advertised as it should be, probably a marketing problem by TB Pro Audio, or people just don't appreciate it. But I think it's just a marketing problem, and they didn't get into the big studios, and people just didn't take it seriously. That's my opinion, but this is what it does. Check this out.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
No, that's on default, right? And like Soothe, when you bring up the double click and you bring up the band, I'll call it the band for now. Watch.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
Is a good resonance suppressor also. Actually, one of the best in its time. Which model is this? 3.85, I think. But yeah, it has its own AI. But this isn't about this. It's about the SpecCraft. But I'm just saying this got done dirty. That people didn't really take this serious. A couple people, because of the brand and how it's seen. Like if a big person uses a brand, even though it may be, may not be up to par, or it may be good, and a pro uses it, the association with it goes with it. So say it's top tier. But no, I never saw, like, I don't know, like David Guetta or anybody would have been using this. Well, I just call in names, big names, but nobody would have really used this so that it would be associated with quality. But without the big name, this is great. This is good stuff. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to do that probably for months when not months, but a couple weeks when I first saw this come out. Anyhow, so that solves the suppression problem when you are mixing your vocals. It's ideal for vocals because you want it sound as smooth as possible, right? So some of the controls, I don't really care. You probably got like 15 or 20,000 tutorials about this or whatever. I looking at the problems it solve and probably the neat features that I think it has. So moving on smartly. Check this out, player.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
now this is just the vocalist.
We would have drowned that same day.
Good. So it has this profiling. Turn on the profiling. Empty.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
let me see.
We would have drowned that same day.
So you have the vocal. This is sort of like
in the evening.
This is sort of like, you know what? Let me turn off this drum. No, it is sort of like the match EQ on Smart EQ, and I think on Nova. And what it does, it lines out the curve, but this is a general curve right here. So say a warm vocal bam right here. So this is the general vicinity of what a perfect curve in a probably pink noise situation in a studio would look like. Just assuming, but yeah, watch this, play.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
Take it off. Go.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
And it does some dynamic compression
in
also.
In the evening when the sun goes down.
This is like the Swiss knife of it. I would have had a vocal chain. I would have had, this takes care of, I used the SEQ and a free sonable balancer. And this just took out both of them. And probably even the Nova, probably, but it's great for cleaning up before you start carving out. So it will be this, and then the Kirchhoff first, and then this probably. But yeah, so they have this. Then it isn't finished yet. I don't want to waste time. Let me see. Right. It has the oversampling. Let me see how much oversample. 2 up to 8 times. Good. I don't need oversampling though. I'm pretty good. It has side chain. That's good. I got met some videos on side chaining, like their techniques where I really like that is unconventional. Then there's the profiler. This is the coolest of all cools right here. It captures the sound. Let's play. Bam.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
Capture is recorded.
We would have drowned that same day.
Look at this here. Again.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
we would have. You want, right? Then you can save it. Okay. Type it in, blah blah blah, and then after that, how do you get it off now? Get off of my screen, or turn it off, and then here, and I think I would have had one with a female voice or something like that, and it would put it right here, and then you can modulate from here. Play.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
there's a little compression.
We would have drowned that same day.
Suppression. I think this deals with the compression here.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
the dynamics,
we would have drowned that same day.
This is awesome. And then you can turn down.
In the evening when the sun go down, worries and troubles all
with
the next
curve,
day.
With the tailor-made curve, it would make the tailor-made. It will make the perfect fit for your vocal or your instrument or whatever. And that's a highlight that That's really cool, really cool. This here, the slope, it tends to, when you turn it up, it would prefer the high frequency. Let me try this here. Play.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
I see it.
We would have drowned that same day.
It left down here and it goes up here. Go again.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
It chooses to suppress on the high right there. So like I say, you got a million tutorials on this, so it's like whatever. So the attack and release, how fast it hits the quote unquote, right, how fast it reacts, how fast it goes back to normal, the Q factor. I do not know actually. The adaptive, like I say, I am not here for the tutorial. I looking at the ways it solves problems, mixing problems. So yeah, that really, then you got the makeup if you want to make up. The thing is, one of the things that I wish it had was auto makeup, but it doesn't have that. Then you could blend the dry and wet signal together, then the treble, again focusing on the highs. That's sort of way. The format is I cannot remember. I think it's White C or White Noise. White Noise does a great tutorial. You could check him out if you want to know more about that. It's pretty cheap compared to Soothe 2, and I think it's cheaper than Soothe 2 and is more expensive than Waves. But I cannot remember. But the one that came out just before this. Yeah. So check it out. The demo is great. As you heard, no hissing, nothing like that to interrupt the testing period. If you want it, go to buy it. It is a big problem solver, especially with vocals. Let me see the profiling it has. It is interesting. It caters for everything, especially when you want a clean mix for certain things, for certain genres. Yeah, because like if the drum pops out or whatever. Let me see some. Do I have that time? How far is it? Yes. Hold on there. All right, cool. So I have it on a drum right here. So let's see how it goes with the drum. Where is my play button?
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would have drowned that same day.
Taking out the resonances or the unwanted noise, or goop goop goop. That's our resonance. That exactly. When you goop goop goop, the thing is that you could do it manually, but it takes a whole lot longer. That's why this was made. So it solves that problem, so that you won't have to go through manually. And let me show you, man. Let me show you. Right. This is a great complementer. Right. Good. So what you would have to do is watch this. Play.
If my mother hadn't been strong,
click.
We would have drowned that same day.
You would have to go through all of this, and you hear the goop goop goop. Hear it?
If my mother hadn't been strong,
you had to find.
We would have drowned that same day.
You would have had to find the resonances manually.
In the evening when the sun go down, worries and troubles all the next day.
So
mother hadn't been strong.
Right, it doesn't hear. This is the annoying frequency.
We would have drowned that same day.
Hear it? Turn it back up.
If my mother hadn't been strong, we would.
You're hearing it there. Good. Stop. Let's see if that would have sorted that out without the aid of manually have to do it. Like, that's time consuming. It's fun. If you love mixing, it's fun. But it improves the workflow. Go up in this range here, which is 100. Let me see. Yes. So yeah, it delivers. I wonder if the Q factor does that. So these are different resonances right here that will give you so it brings back the smoothness in that area. So that's what it's good for. I recommend you buy it. I recommend you get it and speed up your workflow. And that's it. SpecCraft by the people who would have brought you this is tree body. I think these people are scientists. I could be wrong, but the names alone, Kirchhoff, let's say Kirchhoff is a physics something, and then three body. I watched a series called Three Body Problem. I was like, that sounds familiar. Oh, you know. But anyhow, get it and speed up your workflow and solve those problems that would normally take you hours or a good couple minutes to sort out. And that's it. 6 point. Until the next one. Oh yeah, if this has helped you in any way in your mixing journey and you would like to see more to help you with your mixing journey, more videos or whatever to help you with your mixing journey so that you could get to professional quality quicker, hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what you would like to see. Let me know if this works for you. And yeah, and if you want any mixing services or anything, you can check out my Fiverr. The link is in the description. I do mixes. I do what you call that. If you need chord progressions, like if you sing a song, say a cappella, or you do a demo and you don't know the chords or whatever for the song or the chord progression for the song, link me. The link is in the description. I've done that a lot, and there are a lot of satisfied customers, so you don't have to worry about that there, So anyhow, until the next video, 6.5 out.